your film study? See.
Oh, some improvement, but a lot of work to do. Still can play better both lines of scrimmage. Missed a few tackles, missed some shots. Protection broke down. 2 personal fouls in field goal area kind of hurt us. One on a block punt, and one took us out of an easier score opportunity. 3 turnovers led to 13 points. I mean, some things to clean up for sure. But do like the fact that we battled, didn't give up. Been nice to make a stop at the end of both halves. They actually with the turnovers we had 2 turnovers late. They scored 10 other points in the last 2, 3, 4 minutes based on how long you want to say that drive took. So, for 8 minutes they got 20 points, and for the other 32, we hold them 14. So, talk about trying to maybe close out a little bit better. And that's both sides of the ball, not just defense.
Did you ever get a full explanation for why that wasn't a safety?
No, the comment on the field was it wasn't reviewable because his progress was stopped. And then,
so the fumble wasn't reviewable?
I don't know. I mean, then I asked, and they never.
Okay.
I was asking because I took a timeout to review it, and then they said it wasn't reviewable.
Yeah.
Does forward progress enter into it for a quarterback failing to throw?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I tried to. It doesn't. I don't know. It is what it is. So.
You haven't talked to anybody about it since?
No. And I mean, my thing was that we took a timeout, and they said it wasn't reviewable. Then they reviewed it, and I said, "Well, I get my timeout back." And then they said, "Well, you lost your challenge." I said, "Well, you said it wasn't reviewable." So he just as one of those I felt like I was arguing with my wife. We're just going in circles there. So it didn't matter. So. I mean, it is what it is. And at the same time, we made the stop the next play, got points out of it, so you just move forward. So, I mean, who says that affects the game? Because you don't have the game plays it from there. Now they're kicking from you. How do you handle that? What is the ball? So, we have personal fouls that cause us to kick field goals. Mm-hmm. But if we didn't have the personal foul, would we have still kicked the field goal? Would we have made the? I mean, you don't know. It's all, key thing is just keep learning, moving forward, and keep trying to take some negative football out and keep improving.
Were you happier with the pressure up front?
Seem to be, and we got to keep building on that. We still, can stay locked on, and we got to keep working on blitz looks, coverage looks. And we cut some receivers loose a couple times. Same time, a couple times we're lucky, got away. We got some hands up, batted a few balls. There was just a greater effort, and that was pleasing. It still can be so much better, and we're just going to keep, try to keep building. We need to keep building. We're not. We made some strides week 1 to week 2, but we still no moral victories. Our goal is to win. We blew it. We had an opportunity to get it closed out. We didn't. And, the deal's to win games. And it's nice we improved some, but that ain't good enough because we still lost.
The ability to close out, how do you, in terms of teaching, what is the key to that?
Again, it's making the defensive stop. So whether we're doing it by ours, we'll look schematically at what we're doing. Adjusting calls. Do you pressure more? Change coverages. The players you're doing with offensively. You put yourself. We were trying to, if we could get a reasonable play to get it started and get to the 40. You might try to get in field goal range. If not, you eat it out. They had a couple. I think they had all 3 of their timeouts, maybe 2. But they could have gotten us to punt. And so our deal was we weren't just going to. We weren't running it super great. So we tried to run. Actually, we started with 2 different variations of screens, trying to think we could get the clock started, maybe get a play. And it didn't work. On 3rd down, we're doing kind of a quick pass that you think has answers, but the way we're protecting it, we're vulnerable on one side, and we didn't recognize that. We blocked it right, but we didn't recognize it at quarterback and got hit. And at the same time, as a play caller, we put him in a bad situation. So that's our fault too. It's a combination of, it's all bodies. So you can sit there and cast stones, but we also. I can't tell you how many times, in every game my whole life, I kept saying, that's my fault, bad call, because when it doesn't work, always, why'd you call it? It didn't work. Why don't you do something else? So.
Is there a balance to where you want to be aggressive, and as an offensive guy, you want to be aggressive, but you also have to, as a head coach, kind of manage things a little bit different?
A little bit, and, at the same time, the key is, we're not scoring enough touchdowns. And so, again, I'm trying to force it, but we've got to be, and like I told the guys today, though, you call plays and you don't worry about criticism. You take calculated gambles. You watch the tape. You look at the issues. You think things are there or not there, and you trust the players to do it. Sometimes they make plays. Sometimes they don't. It's not their fault when they don't. But we can't sit there and hold their hand. We got to kick them out of the nest, and they got to fly. And sometimes they flutter a little bit, but they got to fly. And I can't mother hen them. There's a part, and at the same time, I know I got to be smart, and we'll look at it. We're 0 for 2 in the score zone deals if you're talking about that. But at the same time, we needed touchdowns. And if we kick field goals there, we still need touchdowns. Right. And so the deal was calculating. We thought those were shots that gave us touchdown. It imploded. And that doesn't mean next game we automatically kick it, because we might have something that we feel is going to work. But we still have to execute. It's not our players' fault that didn't execute. You just But I told him that today, I'm gonna be reasonably aggressive. There's some calculation going on there. But you can't call plays or play the game worried about getting beat. You got to be sound, but you got to have a little bit of aggressiveness in what you're doing. I'll continue to look at it and be smart. But especially on the road and in big games, you're not going to win a lot of games kicking in a field goal contest. You got to score touchdowns.
But you talked about
Maybe I'm overdoing it. That's my thought.
fluttering and then maybe starting to fly a little bit, if you kick them out of the nest. So you guys went 2 full halves of football, the latter half of the Ball State game, and the first half against Virginia with 2 field goals, as you're saying, too many field goals, not touchdowns. What happened with Ed in the third quarter and the fourth quarter? Did he make strides? And why did things seem to click in all of a sudden?
Again, I think the guys around him, all of a sudden the run game popped a little bit. Had a couple nice runs. We got in rhythm, got some mix, and with the run game, the protection was better. With the run game, there was some play action. So, I mean, it was just,
Right.
I think it was, I mean, as a team, and I don't know why, we kept playing hard. I think the students did a great job. I mean, when I say our students, I think our student body was awesome. They kind of hung with us a little bit when based on what everybody tells me, maybe they wouldn't. They kind of stayed with us. I appreciate that. And we made a few plays. They got jacked. I think the kids fed off the crowd. We just, defense, I don't know. We kind of played like you want to play. And it was nice to see. And there wasn't like some pep talk that happened, but it was nice to see it click in. Then it was disappointing it didn't finish, where we didn't have that defensive player, the clean offensive performance at the end. So that's a disappointing thing. There was a flash of it. We got to find a way to be more of a 4-quarter team like that. So we'll see.
Coach Smith.
Fred Jones has the big sack. You just talking about the way he's playing for you?
And he has been one of the more physically talented guys that I don't know if he's playing as hard as you want all the time. That I think the last 3 weeks of 2-a-days in the first week, we've seen him practice better. You got Greg Heben over there. We're talking to him with the team day. He's our best practice player. And that's why, again, he's been 2 times in a row our defensive player of the game, because he's got some talent, but he's a great practice player. And Fred has become a better practice player. He's in some competition where he was fighting to get on the field, and with that, his play's picked up. So he's got some talent. He's a big guy, but he's really starting to cut it loose. And maybe with our coaching scheme, it took a little time. But, I mean, the last 3 weeks he's playing hard. He had that one big play, a couple other nice ones. I think he had 7 tackles in the opener. And it'd be nice for him to – I think last year he had like 10 or 12 tackles for the year.
Right.
So he's off to a good start. It'd be great. He's got the size and the ability, and it'd be great for him to keep it going. For him and for us.
Coach Smith talked about how he was pleased with the way kind of Ed went